Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. If you guys are new here, my name is Kate, and if you're not, thank you for clicking back on another video. So today I'm going to be answering all of your questions about digital marketing. So pretty much every single day I get comments on all my videos asking me stuff about my job, whether it's stressful, what I actually do in my job, just a lot of things like that. So I respond to all my comments obviously, but I figured I might as well just do a video because a lot of people have a lot of questions. So I figured that I would just do an answering your questions about my job, which is digital marketing. So yeah, anyway, I have a whole bunch of questions. I asked you guys on my Instagram to go ahead and ask me anything about my job, and you guys did. You asked me a lot of questions, so I'm going to try to go through as many as I can, but obviously we can always do more of these videos. So if you guys are not following me on Instagram, you definitely should, because you miss out on opportunities like this to participate in these kind of videos. So definitely make sure you subscribe to my YouTube channel, and of course you follow my Instagram. It's always in the comments below. So now that has been said, let's go ahead and answer all of your questions about my job. Okay, so I'm scrolling through the questions, and I think we'll start with this one first because it kind of, is kind of a beginning question. So the first one is, did you get your job straight out of college? So yes, I did. If you guys are new to my channel, pretty much I graduated from Quinnipiac University. I studied marketing and I graduated in December. I don't know if I already said that, but yeah, I graduated in December. I technically walk in May, but I'm a weird graduate. I'm a December grad. And yeah, I pretty much got my job straight out of college. If you guys watched my Vlogmas vlogs, I literally finished college and the next week I started my full-time job. So it was pretty, I didn't really have much of a gap or anything like that. I pretty much started working straight after college. And I was interning at this position before. So I was interning at this company for probably about 7 months before I graduated and then got a full-time job here. So it's a little bit about me. So I did intern at this company and then was offered a full-time position. So the next question I'm going to answer is, what do you do on a daily basis at work? I got a lot of these questions, all just worded a little bit differently, but pretty much everyone wants to know what I do as a digital marketer, and I know that can be a little confusing, and it's also really different. It depends where you work. It probably really depends on if it's a small company or if it's a large company, a lot of things like that. But at my job, I work at a very small company. I think there's about 50 employees at the absolute most, but let's stick with 40 as the number. And I'm pretty much the only person in marketing, so there's really not a lot of other people there. I think we have someone who works in marketing, but she doesn't work for our company, and she helps us out, and then we have another intern. But other than that, in terms of actual employees, I'm the only person in marketing, so my job is kind of broad. So pretty much what I do is I handle the social media, so that involves making content calendars once a month and just making sure that we are posting on all of our social channels pretty much every single day. We have a pretty hectic posting schedule, so I pretty much come up with all the content for that. I lay it out in a calendar, it gets approved by my boss. I make sure that we're promoting any campaigns that we have going out. So I also do email campaigns. That's one thing that our company is pretty heavy on. Like for example, we have 3 email campaigns going out this week, so it's kind of a busy week for us. So that obviously involves creating the emails. It involves figuring out who our target audience is, what we want to say to them, gathering all of that. So lead generation is also part of my job. So going ahead and actually grabbing those people, getting their contact information, and we have a whole system for that. I don't think I can really go into detail what that is, but pretty much we can grab people's information and put them into a list and email them pretty much. So that's probably all I can say on that. And other than that, I also do stuff for the website. So I don't really know how to code or anything like that. If you do know how to code, I'm sure that's a huge plus in this job, but I don't. So pretty much I go ahead and figure out what we want our landing pages to look like, what content needs to go on there. So whether it's videos or images, and I make sure that I get a hold of those, or make sure that I put in tickets for people to go ahead and make that content. And then I write all the copy for that as well, get it all approved, and then the developers go ahead and make that landing page for me. So if I knew how to code, it would probably make it a lot easier, but that is what I do in terms of the website. I also do a little bit of SEO, so just making sure that the keywords that we're using are SEO friendly, and you guys can look up all sorts of videos on what SEO is. It's search engine optimization, and it's honestly really interesting. And so yeah, I do that. I also make all the meta descriptions, which is pretty much when you pop up on Google and you see something, like I go ahead and create that. So you'll see the title and the description, so I go ahead and type all that in. So that's me. Other than that, it's hard to think on the spot, but my job, it really just is so broad. I also make blog posts, so I do weekly blog posts on our website. And I also write press releases. That's kind of a new thing. So other than that, that's kind of, I think, the basics of my job. I think I kind of covered it all. That's kind of what I do on a daily basis. I feel like I've covered it. I don't know, maybe I'm forgetting something. If I do, I'll try and like pop it on the screen. But sometimes my job involves super fun stuff as well. So I get involved in company-wide meetings where we kind of talk about product development and what we want our product to become. So I get involved in those meetings as well, even though I guess technically it's not in my job description. And sometimes I get to do really fun stuff, like sometimes I get to go be on camera and do like fun little commercials and stuff like that for our company as well. So sometimes it can be really fun and creative as well. So that's kind of what I do on a day-to-day basis. Okay, another question is, do you need a degree to have the job that you have? So yes, I'm pretty sure to be a digital marketer, you technically have to have a degree. I don't think it necessarily needs to be in marketing, but it probably helps. I think if you have a degree in communications or something like that, that would help as well. But I think honestly, if you have a 4-year degree, I think you would qualify for a job in digital marketing. I've had this question a couple times. I think someone commented saying she has a biology degree, but she really wants to be a digital marketer. So I recommended to her that she probably goes ahead and takes the certifications for Google AdWords. And along with just reaching out to companies like small businesses in your area and asking them if you can do the marketing for them. So, you know, ask them if you can go ahead and, you know, take a look at their social media and anything like that, you know, create email campaigns for them, like anything like that. I think anything like that helps and just kind of shows that you're really passionate about marketing. And I think just having that basic degree and then just showing that you're really passionate about marketing, I think that definitely would get you in the door. So yeah, and especially if it's an entry-level job, I don't think it necessarily has to be a marketing degree that you get, but I'm very, very sure you at least need like a degree. So yes, the job needs a degree. Another question was, what is your salary? I'm not going to go ahead and tell you guys exactly what I make, but if you look up my position, you'll probably figure out what I make. So I'm an associate digital marketer, so you can look that up online. I think I've looked it up before. If you look at the pay scale, I'm probably on the lower end just because I've literally been doing this job for about 3 months full time. So obviously I did do it as an intern, but I've only been actually no, I technically have been doing this for 4 months, so not long at all. So I definitely have a long way to work up to obviously earn more. So you guys can probably figure that out on your own. Another really good question was, what does it take to be a successful marketer? I think that's a great question. So I think in order to be a successful marketer, you need to be someone who's obviously really good at communication, whether that's written or verbal. I think both is really important. So I think personally doing, you know, YouTube really helps as well because you're constantly talking to the camera, you're getting pretty confident at that sort of thing. So that definitely helps. Other than that, you really need to be a team player. I'm involved with a lot of different segments in our company. That's not the right word, but I'm involved with a lot of different departments. That's it. So I'm involved in, I always communicate with sales pretty much on a weekly basis and just a lot of other departments. So you need to be really good at being a team player. You obviously have to be pretty creative as well. I'm not saying you need to be like some sort of an artist, but you just have to have a creative and just like an open mind. And other than that, definitely some leadership skills would be good. You definitely want to be a leader. You need to be able to take charge sometimes and go off and do things on your own, which I definitely do on a pretty much a daily basis. You need to be able to just put your hand up, I'm gonna do it, that kind of a thing. So I think that's pretty much what makes a successful marketer. I think that's pretty much what makes you successful in any job. So I don't think that necessarily just applies to marketing, but I think all of those skills are really, really good to have. So yeah. Another question is your job stressful? I would say at times. So for example, last week I was pretty stressed out, or probably the last 2 weeks, it's just been really crazy for us. Like I mentioned, we have 3 campaigns going out this week, but now I'm kind of feeling more relaxed because I feel like I've done most of the work for those campaigns. So now there's just like little things for them to go out. So I would say Probably just like every other job, there's really stressful weeks where you have a lot going on, and then there's some weeks where, you know, you're not so stressed, you know, you're fine. But knowing that, I'm probably gonna get a lot of stuff tomorrow because I'm feeling not so stressed. So I feel like a lot of work is coming my way. So yeah. So another really good question was, how do you manage your time as a digital marketer? So I'm really big on planning. I actually had my planner in the room, but I must have put it away. So I am really big on planning. So I like to have things on a monthly basis and be able to write, okay, we have this campaign going out here. And then from there, I can work backwards and go, okay, well, if this is due here, then I probably need to work on this tomorrow and the next day and the next day. And I just kind of block out my week and just kind of figure out what I need to work on, and then little tasks that come in, I can do that. But making a to-do list every single day really, really helps, so that you know everything that you need to get done. Even if it doesn't all get done that day, it's just good to have a list of things that you have to do. So I kind of plan my time around my meetings. So typically I have a lot of meetings normally in the morning, so I normally try log on before those meetings to get some work done. Then I normally have meetings, and then after that I then prioritize what has the most importance and dedicate most of my day to that task, and then do the little tasks later in the day. Or sometimes I flip it. It really depends on my day. Sometimes I get all the little tasks done in the morning, so that in the afternoon when I have a big chunk of time, I can, sorry about all the cars. We live on a pretty main street here, so it's just like always noisy. But yeah, so then I can dedicate the rest of my afternoon to these big chunks. So it also just depends on when you are the most creative. I know personally I'm better in the morning, so I try and schedule some of my bigger, more creative, like blog writing post stuff earlier in the day, so that later in the day when I'm a little bit more burnt out, I have the more easier tasks to do. Sorry, I had to fix that lighting. It was annoying me. It was annoying me seeing all this light on my face, and it was just weird and annoying. Okay, so the question was, what is something that you didn't expect when starting your job? So that's pretty much the amount of writing that I have to do, and this probably isn't true for all digital marketers, but I feel like a lot of my day revolves around writing blog posts or writing a press release, or, you know, writing copy for a website. I feel like I'm always writing something. So I think that's something that I didn't necessarily, I mean, I know as a marketer you're going to write, but I think I didn't know I was going to be doing so much writing and a lot of blog posts. And something that I was never really good in high school was English. I'm not the greatest writer, but I guess, you know what, sometimes you still have to do that kind of stuff, and by doing that, I'm just improving my skills. So sometimes you don't always like what you're doing in your job, but you just need to get better at it because someone has to do it. So, and that is normally me, who volunteers to do stuff that she doesn't always know how to do, or she may not be the best at, but I always like to volunteer. And I think that is something that's really important. If something needs to get done, put your hand up, and the higher ups will always appreciate that. So yeah. Okay, and then I think the last question I'm going to do is, what is your favorite part of your job? And I would say it's probably managing the social media. I have a lot of fun making the content because it's kind of similar to what I do for YouTube, which is kind of funny. So it's like once a month, I really just get a big calendar out and I plan out all of the content. And that's probably one of my favorite things, because I get to be kind of creative and play around with what needs to go here and there and stuff like that. That's probably one of my favorite parts of my job. But other than that, I really just like connecting with different people. I think it's really hard because I work remote, and I'm pretty much always going to work remote with this job because my job is based in Connecticut and I live in Florida, so I'm always going to be working remote. So, but it is really fun whenever I have meetings. I'm actually able to connect to someone, and I'm not just like sitting at home and it's quiet and I don't get to interact with anyone. So I'd say I really just love interacting with other people, different departments, and just yeah, meeting new people and being on kind of fun projects. So at my company, we're very creative, so we really do have a lot of fun projects. So that's definitely one plus about, you know, one of my favorite things about my job is that we just get to do a lot of really fun things just because of the job that I work at. So yeah, anyway, I think that's all of the questions that I'm going to answer. Of course, if you have any other questions, feel free to comment below. I always reply to all of my comments. So just know that if you comment, I definitely will get to you at some point. Normally within 24 hours, I always reply to my comments. So definitely go ahead and do that. I hope you guys really enjoyed this video. If you did, of course, go ahead, like, comment, and subscribe to my channel, because all of those things really help with my engagement and help my channel grow. And yeah, thank you also for 8,470 subscribers. We hit that today, so that's super exciting. I was only expecting to hit that in like a week or two, and we hit that today. So now we are literally so close. We are 30 subscribers away from 8,500, and I feel like I've been trying to hit that goal for so long. It's not even funny. If you go back to videos from months ago, I feel like that was my goal, and like finally we're getting so close. So definitely go ahead and subscribe. And other than that, I hope you guys really enjoyed today's video. I am going to go ahead and edit this right now so it can be up for you guys tomorrow. So until then, I will see you all in my next video. Bye everyone.